Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching The Clone Wars Season 1, Episode 19, Storm over Ryloth. And I can't remember if that's a planet we visited in The Clone Wars yet already, but I'm sure I will remember. I had a quick glance at the titles of the next 3 episodes and they all seem to be something over Ryloth. Or Ryloth, which suggests this is like a 3-parter to round off the season. I know that technically there is another episode that's the end of the season, but I'm guessing it's about something totally different, which is why it comes later in the chronology. And I'm intrigued to kind of really just sink our teeth into this 3-parter. It's kind of annoying with the way my schedule is that so this is the last week of 3 episodes, and then starting next week there'll be the final 2 of Season 1, and the week after I'll do the first 2 of Season 2. I am excited to get into this story. Reminder, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, along with that gets 2 weeks in advance, and along with the edited version 1 week in advance. And yeah, thank you so much for... Oh my gosh, let's go! Sorry, it's that intro. I say it every video, and for some reason I get worse at saying it every time. Let's go. Yeah, this is the planet. I thought it might be. Oh. So, that the horrible sacrifice they made to get those supplies in didn't do much. No, this planet that we have invaded must not be invaded by anyone to free it. Oh.
I wish everyone would stop saying that.
The men you're commanding are depending on you.
Yep. You should be a little bit nervous. But that's the right thing. Good.
I have faith in you.
You can't have courage without a little fear.
I didn't think you could handle it.
Exactly.
May the Force be with you.
I won't let you down. I hope.
He will one day let you down, though. Yes, come on. I love you, Ahsoka. We've got this.
Keep the cruisers back until we've softened them up.
Hmm.
R7, are you ready for some action? Keep your squad. Here we go.
This is a very big mission to send her in for her first one. Oh goodness.
All right, boys, let's clear a path.
I'm stressed.
Their fighters occupied.
It's the time to bring in our reinforcements.
Oh god, no.
Battle Cruiser 17, Battle Cruiser 19, attack position.
Rude.
You're overreacting, Admiral. I can get us through. Blue Squadron,
Oh,
stay the course.
listen.
Did you train her not to follow orders?
I mean, if she's following his lead.
Are you still there?
No.
We're far too outnumbered. They're breaking our lines.
Ahsoka, we are in trouble. I order you back here.
All right, all right. Let's go, squad. Pull back to the command ship.
Ahsoka,
We're not retreating. We're following orders.
you need to listen. Sweetheart, they know what they're doing. With a few more years under your belt, you'll be able to do all the reckless stuff Anakin does.
Where are you?
Cool your jets, Admiral. We're almost there.
It's too late.
Oh lord. Teenagers. Oh god. I don't think Ahsoka coming back late overly caused this, but...
Let those cowards run.
You people run every other episode. Oh.
Stay with me.
This was far too big a fight for her first time in command.
I thought I could knock out those battleships, so when Master Obi-Wan arrived, he could get through.
Yeah, I
You
know.
meant well, Snips. But there's a bigger picture that you're not aware of. First rule of war: listen and obey your superiors.
You'll want to talk,
Sometimes
sweetie.
you get carried away,
All that means is that I understand what you're going through.
but I failed.
It was a trap, Snips.
It was, my love.
Fault.
I lost so many of my pilots.
Take heart, little one. That's the reality of command.
Oh, great.
I am so sorry. You're all gone.
No, R2. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine, Master.
Be honest with him.
That's good to hear. I'm gonna need you level-headed if we're gonna pull this thing off.
Don't believe her.
Yes, sir. Captain, are we under attack?
No. The Starship Defender is being evacuated, sir.
Oh,
Evacuated? Why?
I'm not sure, Commander. We're on
it
our
must
way
have
to
damage.
in the hangar.
Why?
Actually, I got the idea from you.
Ooh,
Oh,
was it a plan?
Rex, take over, will ya? As if I pilot the Defender right into their battleship, take out the commander.
Oh, great.
This This way, I'm the only one at risk. That's where you come in. The enemy can't stop that ship from
Showing his trust in her.
Get an escape pod and jettison right before impact.
I can't be responsible for
You
it.
are responsible, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
These men are depending on you, and this time, so am I.
Oh,
Master.
you will do this.
Attention!
Trust me.
He trusts you. You can trust him.
Commander. I wish General Skywalker had discussed this plan with us. The odds are very much against us.
They always are.
Yes, but normally we have General Skywalker to lead us.
Oh, it's true. I mean, it's a fair assumption, without meaning any offense to Ahsoka. She's a Padawan, and this is her first time commanding anything, or second time commanding anything.
Well, I have an idea.
Good, good, good.
Commander.
The bridge and hangar deck would be relatively safe from their attack. We could draw them in.
I'm not sure about this, Commander.
It's a risky.
I think
If we were certain the shields would hold, perhaps a different strategy. We need to take more time.
Ooh,
no. We don't
This
have any more time.
leaders make the choice.
Skywalker needs me now. He needs us
Mhm.
now.
The commander is right. I know.
And the strategy will work, sir?
Well,
We'd better.
it.
Yes.
It will.
I mean, the strategy is well underway.
Of the enemy ship.
I'll command the fighter squadron. Wait for my signal to begin our attack.
Hurry! Hurry!
Can't stop him. What should we do?
You stay here. I'll be back.
Oh, that's great.
They are droids. They're just a little slow. They'll figure it out.
I think the captain's left.
Oh, follow my lead.
Come on, Ahsoka.
Been outflanked. Affirmative.
No!
That agrees, Ahsoka.
Where are those escape pods?
I won't even ask where the rest of Anakin's fleet is, or why he's in an escape pod.
That's probably for the best.
They did their
Rex,
best.
that reminds me.
I'm stressed about where the enemy guy got to. That episode felt a lot longer than the 25 minutes. It was very good. Definitely a very good opening to a season finishing arc. It's tough. Ahsoka's first mission went dismally wrong. Now, I don't think any of her decisions made a drastic difference. Potentially, if they turned back sooner, all I can think of is maybe they would have been able... She wouldn't have lost as many people from her fighter unit, but they were already outnumbered. The trap had already been set. They would have been chased the same way. So I don't think it should weigh too heavily on her conscience. I don't think her choices were the sole thing. Now, it should weigh on her conscience, because if you're a leader who sends men or women into battle and you couldn't care less, that is when you need to stop being a leader. It was tough for that to be her first time in command. I'm glad her second went a lot better. But I think this was quite a high stakes mission to put as her first commander. It shows the level of faith Anakin has in her, but at the same time, you know, maybe there could have been a slightly less important battle than this one. And she is very much following in Anakin's footsteps. She's very much doing the sort of thing he does, ignoring orders because she thinks she knows better. Yes, he does have years of training and experience on her, which is why it's more successful when he does it, but there will come a time when he mucks up, when it doesn't go to plan for him. Now, the second, I think Anakin did a good job of Ahsoka, you know, didn't need, like, coddling. She didn't need someone to sit next to her and give her a cuddle until everything was fine. But he was able, I think maybe, like, I just enjoyed the way he was able, he had his plan, he did it, he said, hey, I kind of got the idea from you, then he said, you know, I'm going to go do this and you've got to do the tricky part, or like, you've got to do this huge bit and everything's going to rely on you, my life's in your hands, I trust you that much. And I think that is the sort of confidence and faith that she needed someone to have in her in that moment. And she was able to come up with a plan, she was able to stick to her guns with the Admiral's help, but she had her plan, she knew her plan was right, and it worked. She managed to do it. They managed to break the blockade, which will let the invasion fleet touch down on Ryloth and hopefully free the people. I'm guessing that's what the next two episodes will be about. So I thought that was a really well done character arc. Kind of over the course of this season, we've seen Ahsoka go from being a Padawan fresh out of the Jedi school academy place to all the ins and outs she's been through, to in the last episode we saw her dedication and her skill, and now she's been given a chance to lead and to put those skills into use, and she's very much capable of it. She just needs to learn to have faith in herself and learn to be aware that things will go wrong and you will lose people and it will hurt like hell, but it is worth it for the fight. So I did really enjoy that. I think Anakin did do a really good job of being her master in this episode. And I completely understand why the clone commanders were a little hesitant, especially when her plan was crazy, because she is very young, she is less experienced than them. Yes, she's a Jedi, but in terms of battlefield experience, she is fairly, I mean, she's been through a lot this season, but less than they have. And her first mission didn't go too well. I can see where they'd be like, well, that's very risky, maybe we should do something else. But I like that when she put her foot down, they listened to her, and when the Admiral backed her up, that they did just go with it. But I completely understand why they would be a bit hesitant about that. And I think this is really the beginning of Ahsoka's journey, and in some ways it's going to be brilliant because she is a fantastic character. I know she's getting her own live action series, I'm very excited for that. But she would have made such a fantastic Jedi if the whole Jedi thing wasn't about to stop existing. It's a lot. Her life would have been very bright had such an event not transpired. But she may find a way to make it bright all by herself, and she's going to get to meet the best existing creature, human, I don't know what his species name is, the best child in existence one day, so her life will be worthwhile. So I thought Anakin did a brilliant job this episode. He came up with a very reckless plan, and I like that he left the plan for the second half totally up to Ahsoka. That was genuinely putting a lot of faith in her, because she had to come up with something pretty special to make it work, and she did. That shows you his belief in her, and it shows you the fact that it was successful, that his belief in her wasn't misplaced. So that was brilliant, and now we can step into the saving the people of this planet, and I hope it's going to work out okay. There's 2 episodes left, stress. Also, the commander of that battleship, who's a little bit obsessed with Anakin, got into an escape pod and escaped. For all of his, they're running away. He ran away first, fastest. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll see him again. I wonder if he'll turn up in the next 2 episodes. Did he flee down to the planet's surface to be with his people, or did he flee like out of the system? We will find out. So this was a brilliant episode. You can find the unedited version of this reaction and all my reactions on my Patreon, and you get those 2 weeks in advance. You can also get the edited version 1 week in advance. Well, thank you so much for watching.